That's probably the nicest one I've ever seen.
Thanks, man. See, even he likes the bike. All right, welcome back. You know what I realized? I realized that 5,000 of you logged in to see the video on the Aniioki AQ177. So a ton of interest on this bike. Really great bike. But you know what I realized? I realized I didn't show you what it was like to ride at night. So that's what we're doing. Foggy December night, we're out for a rip in the pitch black to show you guys how great this bike actually is. So first things first, I'm gonna try to find the darkest place I can find. This one seems pretty good. And let's do a quick, oh, bunny. You guys see that? Let's do a quick 360. I'll show you guys what the bike is like at night. Tail light in the back, nice bright headlight. There's only one mode as far as I can tell, right? It's on and off. See if I can show you guys how bright. Yeah, there you go. So the brake light does turn on with the brakes, tells people you're slowing down, and you've got turn signals. Not the most visible turn signals, I might add, but there's still turn signals nonetheless. Unfortunately, there's no turn signals up front, just a big halo headlight. So let's go for a ride at night. It's actually really warm tonight. It's like 10 degrees in December. And I live in Canada. That's unheard of. So anyways, let's go for a rip at night, see what this bike is like. For all you commuters out there, I know a lot of you guys are going to be buying this bike to get to work, or, you know, replace the car as much as you can. I know that's how I use it. I use it whenever I can. Whenever it's not raining, obviously, you know, e-bikes and the rain don't do well together. Plus, you lose all traction on the road. But yeah, it's just been such a fun bike. It's fast. It doesn't have the greatest acceleration, but once it gets up to speed, man, it just goes. So I've been riding this bike straight as much as I could for the last month or so. I've logged a ton of miles on it, been taking it to work, been doing errands around town. It's just a ton of fun, and I've been trying to use it as much as I can. You know, at least if it's not raining, I'm on the e-bike. I'd way rather ride this thing around town than drive. It's cheaper, it's way more fun, and I realize a lot of you guys are going to be getting this bike to do the same thing, to commute. With the days being as short as they are during the winter, this is going to be a lot of your commute. It's just riding in the dark, right? Obviously, if you're around the city, there's going to be lots more traffic lights. But if you're using the bike paths and bike trails, there's no lights around here. So you're relying on your bike's lights to get you around. And since I've had the bike for about a month or so now, I want to run you guys through 5 things, well, maybe 6. 5 or 6 things that I absolutely love about the bike. Some of the things I went through in the initial review, but some of the things I've kind of come to really dig this bike for. And I've also got 3 things that I can think of that I would change about the bike. They're not things that I hate about the bikes. They're things that make me just want to ask why. They're just things that I wish the bike came with right off the bat. They're obviously things that you can change, that you can add to the bike, but they're just things that I wish the bike had right off the bat. Right. So things that I love about the bike. Obviously, this is a range bike. This bike goes a long way, and that 60 amp hour battery is just insane. The fact that they can put a 60 amp hour battery in a bike that costs $2,000, the battery alone costs close to $2,000. This is just insane. You guys saw in the first review, I went 70 to 80 miles. I did about 4 to 5 hours of riding time. But I just wanted to show you guys that it's not just marketing, right? And I did worst case scenario. I had the bike unlocked as far as speed goes. I was doing 33 miles an hour as much as I could, full throttle, uphill, downhill, doing hill runs, doing acceleration runs, not using the pedals at all. And I still got 70 to 80 miles with some battery left over. So that's insane. The range is great on this bike. If you guys are scared of buying an e-bike and, you know, scared of getting stranded somewhere because you miscalculate your distance, or, you know, you're scared of your battery just dying on you, this is what you need. You need a bike like this. Let's go down here. Maybe we'll get some more light. There we go.
Traveling west.
So like I was saying, with the range of this bike, in the first video, I did worst case scenario. I did 70 miles, I still had some battery left, but I was doing throttle only, lots of acceleration, hill tests. It wasn't just flat ground, right? The 100 miles that they claim is gonna be in the locked 20 miles an hour mode. And it's gonna be mainly on flat ground, right? There's no problems getting 100 miles throttle only with this bike. Just for the video, I've added another headlight here, just so you guys can see. I just want the video to be decent, not just looking at a black screen the whole time. So I've added a headlight, but this is just for you guys. I just want everything to come through. Anyways, second thing that I love about this bike is the comfort. Front and rear suspension on this bike, it's not the best, it's not super adjustable, but it does the job. It just smooths out all the bumps and it makes the ride comfortable. Everything on this bike is just comfortable. The seat's comfortable, the riding position is comfortable, the handlebars are comfortable. You know, like, this is the type of bike you want to sit on for a couple hours if you've got a long commute and just pedal, or just sit on and just throttle. It's very, very comfortable. Absolutely love that about it. The third thing I love about this bike is how versatile it is. You guys saw in the video, you can get a rear basket for it. So if you're the type of person that's gonna use this to go grocery shopping or go pick some things up from the store without taking the car, this bike is ready for it. And if carrying things is not what you're after, you just want to carry someone else, or maybe you take your kids to school, well, it's ready for that too. It's got a nice bench seat in the back, long enough for 2 little people or 1, you know, full-grown person to sit on, and you guys can both ride there free of charge on electricity. But versatility doesn't just stop at what this bike can carry, person or things. The versatility is also where it can go. It's super fast and super smooth on the road or on the bike path, but take it off-road and it's just as capable. The tires are grippy enough to grip the grass, to grip the gravel, to grip the dirt that you're on, sand, whatever. I haven't tried it in the snow yet, but it's December, so it's coming. But I absolutely love it. You can ride it anywhere. It doesn't matter. Super versatile. Wherever your ride takes you, good to go. Thank you. The fourth thing that I love about this bike is visibility. Right out of the box, you get a super powerful headlight, a rear brake light, and turn signals. So what else could you want, right? Maybe turn signals up front. I'm sure you could add those if that's really what you wanted. But realistically, if you're using this bike the way it's meant to be used and not like a motorcycle riding in the street, you're not gonna need to tell many people what you're doing, right? The rear signal is plenty. You tell the car that's behind you, hey, I'm gonna turn left or I'm turning right, you know? All right, I am gonna go into the city. And the fifth thing that I love about this bike is the price. Where else are you gonna find a bike that goes this far, this fast, that has this many features on it, that's this comfortable for under $2,000? It's absolutely insane. The value in this bike, it just blows me away. I mean, the battery alone, like I was saying earlier, the battery alone, a 60 amp hour battery, you know, a 20 amp hour battery costs about $500. This is 3 times the size. So that's 1,500 bucks for a 60 amp hour battery. The bike, the whole bike costs $2 grand. That's insane. That's insane. That's the motor, that's the controller, that's all the peripherals, that's the frame, the tires, the wheels, the suspension, the brakes, everything. 2,000 bucks. Replace your car. This thing's fast, man. It's actually super zippy. If you guys don't have a lot of hills where you live, right, because obviously the bike's super heavy, and that's one of the things that I'll talk about a little later, and the things that I would change about this bike is, you know, maybe a little bit more torque, but the bike is actually super zippy. On flat ground, as soon as it gets going, as soon as it's got momentum, you can't stop it, and it's actually really fun to ride. Well, this is not a race machine, buddy. I'm not racing you. Alright, should we go through the mall? Let's go through the mall. Why not? Traveling north. Wait. I'm waiting. Traveling west. I might have to stop for this. I want to show you guys this. There it is. So that little icon there is cruise control. I told you guys I come up with 6 things I love about this bike. It has cruise control. This is the first bike I've ever been on that has cruise control. Oh shit. I want to find a straightaway that I can actually get this going on. There we go. So all I gotta do is hold the throttle. This bike goes too fast. I can't even get it going. There you go. Hold the throttle. I think it needs to get up to speed. Yeah, that's what it does. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna knock it down into mode 3. I think the bike needs to get up to its top speed in whatever mode you've got it in for 5 seconds, and then the icon will start beeping, and that's it. You've got cruise control. So you don't have to use the pedals, the throttle. All you have to do is point the bike in the direction you want to go, and all you need to do to stop it is just pull the brake, and the cruise control just stops. Let's go around the mall, do a lap. So hold the throttle, and as soon as you get to 20, 21, 5 seconds, the icon starts blinking, boom. You've got cruise control in whatever mode you're in. So if you're in mode 2, you'll go, let's say, 12 to 13 miles an hour. If you're in mode 5, you're gonna go 33 miles an hour. That's just the way the bike works. So see, not even holding the throttle right now. The bike is just going by itself. All I gotta do is make sure I'm pointing in the right direction, and it just does the work for me. If you guys have a lot of straight roads or bike paths that are super straight, this is a really sweet feature.
That's probably the nicest one I've ever seen.
Thanks, man. See, even he likes the bike. Everybody loves this bike. I brought it to work, and all the guys at work really like the bike too. All right, hope nobody hits me from behind. There's no bike lane here. I should really be on the sidewalk. But let's play it safe. There you go, cruise control. I'm gonna take cruise control off just because it actually catches you off guard once in a while, especially through the city when you're starting and going. You don't want the bike to keep going. You want to be in full control here, so I'll take cruise control off. But like I said, if you guys live in the country, you got a lot of straight roads, you know, empty back roads, this is a really cool feature. Just put cruise control on and just sit and relax. Point the bike in the right direction, you're good to go. All right, there we go. Here's a bike lane. People are gonna see me. There we go. Bike lane with people parked in it. Nobody looks. Everybody's too busy on their phones. Nobody looks. Bus loop, let's go around the mall. Random shoes anyone? So we're gonna take the bike path all the way back home, and I want to talk about the 3 things so far that I've come up with that I would change about the bike. Like I was saying, these are not deal breakers. These are easy things to fix or customize, and that's half the fun of owning a bike, if you ask me. is to customize it and fix it and upgrade it and make it perfect for you. Every rider's different, right? Everybody rides in different places. Everybody wants to do different things with their bikes. Oh my god, there's so many bunnies around here. I hope I don't run one over. Okay, fingers crossed no bunny crosses in front of me, because I will crash trying to avoid it. And I don't want to do that with this bike. So, first thing that I would change about the bike, and I went through it, I talked about it briefly in the original review, it's the brake levers. The brake themselves are awesome. They're strong, they're reliable, they feel great, they stop this heavy bike. But the levers have absolutely no adjustability. The only adjustability they have is this knob down here, but all it does is adjust the bite point. So, you know, there's no reach adjustment. I wish there was a reach adjustment, because these levers are really far out. So if you're a big person with big hands, you're gonna have no problems with this bike. It's got big levers and they're far out. But for smaller people like myself, hey bunny, wee. Oh my god, there's so many bunnies here. Do you guys see these things? Whoa, look at all these bunnies. But for shorter people or people with smaller hands, these levers are so far out, they're hard. You're reaching for the brake levers. I wish it was just right there. I guess I'm just used to all the adjustability that mountain bike levers have, and I can just one finger brake. It's super easy. But these are really far out, and it's just I'm finding it hard to adjust to. That's all. But very easy fix, right? Amazon sells tons of Tektro brakes that are super inexpensive, that have all of the safety electronics already built in. They're plug and play with this bike. Just rerun the lines. You might have to bleed it, but it's super easy to do. Just runs with mineral oil, and then you just plug it into the bike safety. That way, if you're throttling and you hit the bike's motor just stops, right? So I'm holding the throttle, I'm just holding the brake, I'm not even braking, just the motor just stops. It's just a safety thing that these bikes have. You can't wheelie them because of that, but that is how they come in the box. So if that's a feature you want to keep with the bike, definitely look for those. I'll put a link to the ones that I'm talking about in the description. They're fairly inexpensive, they're super adjustable, they feel great. You can get 4-piston ones just like the ones that the bike comes with, and you can use the same rotors, or you could even get nicer, bigger rotors, bigger diameter rotors. You can do whatever you want. But inexpensive fix that I will definitely be doing on this bike, because these levers, these levers and I just don't get along. Let's just leave it at that. So second thing that I wish was different about this bike, and I feel like this is just a super slight, a really small overthought that Aniioki had with this bike. They made an awesome bike with tons of versatility, right? Like I brought up versatility as a definite pro with this bike. You could have a basket in the back, basket in the front, carry a ton of things. It comes with the seat, so you can add people back there. But the one thing it doesn't have when you put a person back there is a place for them to put their feet. They're literally just dangling back there, and it's close to the wheel too. So how hard would it be for Aniioki to just outfit the bike with a set of pegs? There's just nowhere back there for people to put their seats. You can even put pegs that are foldable, right? They fold in when there's nobody back there, and when you put a passenger back there, you just fold them out for just to rest their feet on. It makes the bike more stable, and it makes the ride way more comfortable for your passenger. Now, I know I could probably, again, customize the bike and add a set of aftermarket pegs, but I don't see anything back there to drill them into. I'd have to drill through the frame or find ones that wrap around the frame. I don't know. I'd have to play around with it. But I know they make pegs that are foldable. It'd be super easy for Aniioki to put them on the bike and make the bike come with them. The bike comes with a seat. Give the people a place to put their feet. Come on. Oh man, this bike is so much fun. Look at this. 32 miles an hour. That's just insane. I don't know why you'd want to go any faster. I guess if you're riding the bike amongst traffic, right? Like you want to keep up with traffic, you want to make sure that you're not holding back the cars in front of you, then yes, right? You want something that accelerates really fast and that's got a ton of torque and a ton of speed, right? You might want to go a little faster than 30 miles an hour. But if all you're doing is riding bike paths, man, there's no reason to want anything faster than this.
Traveling east.
Okay, back on the path. And finally, let's talk about the third thing that I would change about this bike. And this is something I struggle with bringing up as a negative, but I'm just gonna say it. I wish this bike had more power. This bike has great speed once it gets up to speed, right? But I wish it had a bit more torque and a bit more acceleration, right? Once in a while you kind of want to get through traffic, or you want to just, you know, just accelerate a little bit faster to get that light. Once in a while there's a hill to climb, and this bike is really heavy, so I just wish it had just a tiny bit more torque, a tiny bit more power to accelerate, or just to climb a little bit faster. It still climbs just fine, right? Use a little pedal power with the throttle, it's not a problem. It'll get you up anything that you need to get up. But I just wish it had just a little more torque. So yeah, those are really the only three things that I could think of that I would change about this bike. And again, they're easy fixes, well, except for the power one. You can't really change that without changing the motor and the controller. But they're not deal breakers by any means. This bike is plenty fast. It has plenty grunt to get you up anything that you want. Has a lot of torque. It's just, you know, you always want a little bit more, right? So there you go. If you guys are interested in this bike, obviously there's links in the description. I've also got a coupon. I've also got a discount code to help you guys save some more money on it. It should be on sale throughout the holidays, Black Friday, Boxing Day, before Christmas. There's gonna be tons of sales on this bike. There's already a few of you that have bought it. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I appreciate you guys. It's starting to rain on me. I'm gonna put it in boost mode and head home. You guys have a good night. I'll see you in the next one. Woo! Look at how cool that looks. It looks like it's on fire. Change color. I guess it could be worse. It could be snowing, right?